If you go halfway between the drug lab and the fishing camp at 5124, you're going to find one of the best places to build a base inside a green hell that's not connected to the story mode. I love building at this location because not only do you get fish out of that lake, but you get some great resources from all of these palm trees and all of the other plants around here. It is truly one of the greatest places early on in the game to build, whether you're starting off in survival mode or doing the main story. Personally, if you go up here a little bit more, you'll find some flat ground, and I think that this is great for a starter base. Again, you're close to all of the story resources, you're close to a lot of the things that you're going to eventually need to go get, making it one of the best locations in Green Hell to build a base that's not connected to the main story, because you're probably tired of building at the drug lab, the airport, or the tribal village. So let's break down quite a few more of the better places, like this one at 49 West 17 South. This is another great location early on in the game. It's just to the east of that fishing village and the bamboo camp, and then also just to the west of where you're going to find the overturned car with that steel flask and a few of the other resources that you need. Love this spot because it looks like it was pre-made to be built at. You got some great flat ground here. Across the river there, you're going to have an entire bamboo forest at your disposal. You got to cross piranha-filled water, so make sure you do it pretty safely, but check out this area. Totally flat ground. You got some great resources like palm trees. Again, you can jump right across the water here on that log to get over to your bamboo forest. It's kind of a beautiful spot too. Unfortunately, this is at night, but during the daytime, it's a lot brighter and a lot more colorful, like this spot at 4816. Let's talk cave builds. Now, some of the caves inside of Green Hell are really practical to build inside of. Some of them not so much. This is one of the better spots that I have found, and if you've played the story, you've most likely come through here looking for the overturned car. Now, if you go inside this cave, make sure you look out for any like scorpions or spiders or things like that. You're going to find obsidian everywhere. There's an iron node up on the wall right here to the right as we keep going a little bit further, but all the way in the back is a wide open room that allows you to build inside of. You could actually have a defendable cave, and the opening is long enough for you to put some great traps in. My favorite part though is you can actually fit a full frame in here, so you don't have to do a makeshift base. You can actually have a little bit of a hut, allowing you to save the game, take some refuge. Now, quick note about this place, if you choose to use it, there is a tribal camp, a Wahara camp, very close by. So if you just go from the pond and head this general direction up these hills, you're gonna run right into the camp. So what I would recommend doing, it's at 4717 here. Try to clear out this camp. I'm playing in Walk Through the Park right now to film this video, so there's no tribals right now for me, but try to clear out this camp. There's also some great resources up here like the weapons rack and the tribal fire starter. Now, if you're playing in survival, you can't get into the gold mine, but oh my gosh, does it make one of the best landscapes in the entire game, and I mean that. It is truly beautiful, but again, if you're playing in survival, you can't actually go down into the gold mine. So let's talk about the next best thing. Over here at 4116, you're gonna find this beautiful cliff overlook. Now, there's a lot of different levels here, and it's admittedly a little harder to find the flat ground, but this is probably the best bet that you're gonna find is down here on this little ledge. You got a little Batman perch overlooking the gold mine here. Gives you some great access to some of the more important locations of the game, and it's pretty defensible being up on a cliffside. Just make sure that you don't fall over the edge. Everybody knows how squishy Jake Higgins is. Now, again, you got some different levels here, so if that area was too small, just kind of keep exploring around and you'll find an area around here that you should have some extra space at, like up here. Now, again, this is one of the better looking places in the game, so I do want you to admire and appreciate this view. If you haven't seen it, Creepy Jar knew exactly what they were doing when they put this one in. But anyway, let's talk about some other spots like this one at 41 West, 22 South. Now, this one takes you all the way across the map over to the next map that you're going to get, map number 2. This one is very, very close to the plane cave that has the crash plane right in front of it that you get the log bed recipe from. It is also really close over to the bamboo camp too, but it's a great spot, again, early on in the game, and you do have a lot, and I mean a lot of resources here. So let's take a quick tour of this area. It's truly beautiful. So a lot of flat ground. I think that's one of the main reasons why it caught my eye. It's also really, really open here. There's not a lot of big trees, which means that you can chop down a lot of this plant life, giving your base a lot more room. There's just the basic resources here, you know, it's kind of wide in the open, but I did find out that this is one of the better places to get rope in the game. I found so many of those rope trees here, but check this out. If you head down this way and just kind of follow the edge of the wall, you will eventually find the plane cave here and all those great resources. And speaking of the plane cave, let's talk about one final spot. This one a little bit over to the northeast of the plane cave, closer to the bamboo bridge there up on the map. And again, there is also a Wahara camp, so keep that in mind. Love this spot because it's one of those spots that if you're playing Spirits of the Amazonia, that turns into fresh water if you do the side quest in the Spirits of the Amazonia version. But if you head over this way, this is probably one of the cooler spots to build at because you have great real close access to bamboo as well. Obviously bamboo is one of the more efficient resources in this game to build with. And then all the way over this way, stop to get a quick snack, you're going to find that bamboo bridge that leads you into map number 2. So again, that's kind of what I look for when I pick these base spots, is accessibility, resources, you get it. Let's talk 3320 because you are definitely going to have to clear out that Wahara camp if you're setting up shop here. But after seeing this spot, I have a feeling that a lot of you are just going to love this location and you're going to want to set up shop here. Look at this place. It's in the middle of a bamboo forest. It's kind of tucked away, but there is a climbing spot here that gets you access up into the airport. There's a little cesspool here where a bunch of animals died and all of that. So there's some bones around if you need some bone resources. And once you get the climbing gun, you can get back here, shoot yourself up there and get over to where the airport is really quickly. Again, a lot of flat ground. You are going to have to clear out a lot of trees to make this work, but I really love this spot. Again, clear out that Wahara camp. You are going to need to clear out that camp. But at 3624 here, you do not have to worry about clearing out a camp. And in fact, this is one of my personal favorite locations to build at in the game. I love the Anaconda camp. It's a great spot and it's overlooked for building because it's really, really cluttered over on that island. But this spot over here gives you a lot of flat ground, some great fresh produce like those bananas, and then real quick access over to the Anaconda camp. And so if you want to use that as a great fishing spot, this beach down here is also really great to fish prawns at too and do the fishing trap. But anyway, this is a great flat location in map number 2 that I think you're gonna really appreciate. But I think one thing that I want to show off is not many people know about this cave down here, that if you go down that water and then just kind of keep chugging along, there's this little hidden exit that gets you back to map 1. It's through the caves. It gets a little confusing, but if you just follow the path that I showed here on the screen, you can quickly get back to map number 1. Now here we are over on the map just south of the bamboo bridge, but over here 2523, this is one of the most overlooked lakes in the entire game. But it is beautiful out here. If you look around, you see that we are covered with palm trees. There's even some access to this private island. If you want to build on this, expand onto the lake, you get a little bit of bamboo over here. The resources are pretty much the same as the previous 2 maps, but this one I highly recommend building on this lake. You have access to this beautiful water. I just highly recommend using it. It's super pretty over here. And again, all of these palm trees, just look around. It's Coconut City. city over here. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Now this spot might look familiar if you played the story. This is where the entire story begins. Mia's down there at the bottom fixing the boat, where you're up at the top venturing onto the first camp. But if you go over here after the tutorial, there's a log that gets put down, and it actually makes one of the quickest paths to get to the tribal village, the final tribal village, that location. But this spot in between those two locations, the start of the game and the end of the game, is one of the coolest spots to build because of the diversity of resources just all around you. If you look around, you got pretty much one of every single kind of plant here. You get logs, so you get all the mushrooms. You're right next to these two caves over here as well. Oop, I went to the wrong side here. Let's venture around to the other side, and you'll see the two entrances of the caves here. Again, like every single cave in this game, watch your step for scorpions, snakes, spiders, all of that stuff. But inside that cave, you're gonna find obsidian, you're gonna find iron. We are at 2937. Check it out on map number 3 here. Again, you have to kind of get past Jake Higgins' original camp from the story mode, and then go back to where it all began, and then look for this new log right over to the side to find these caves. Now check this out though. I mentioned it was one of the quickest ways to get from Jake Higgins' camp all the way over to the final location for that tribal village. This is how quick it is, and it's even quicker to get down to the village from this spot instead of going all the way around through that other cave system the other way. So I do recommend kind of going this way if you're trying to rush through the final part of the game. But who rushes through Green Hell? It's a gorgeous game. All right. Love this spot, and I mean love this spot. 3434, one of the easiest ones to remember on this list. We are right by the grappling gun location on map number 3. Now the reason I love this location, number 1, palm trees. Look at all those coconuts that you have access to. Number 2, lots and lots of mushrooms over here. A lot of them. So if you tend to get parasites quite frequently, this might be the spot for you. But over here, I really want you to see how expansive this whole wall behind you is. It makes it more of a defensible location that you shouldn't really struggle with keeping tribals and animals out. Really, you just need to kind of make a little semicircle wall, and you're pretty protected here. There's also the grappling gun location that takes you back to map number 2. It's a really cool spot. If you've never actually gone past the tribal village, and you always just kind of end the game right there if you're playing the story, or if you don't explore the full map like in survival, you may have overlooked this grappling place, this climbing location that you need the grappling gun to hit. After you get through it, you get to this really cool secret location. I call it a secret location because you could see it from map 2, but you don't really know how to access it. This is how you access it. It's another climbing spot after you go through a series of caves. Just follow the straight path, and then you get up here and you find a lot of resources. If you're in survival mode, this is where I tend to find a lot, and I mean a lot, of food, no matter what difficulty I'm playing in. See, I got so much food running around in this one that I have to actually eat some food just to kind of load up my bags here. But either way, great location if you really want to do something towards the end game. Now, after you've done the Spirits of the Amazonia map, and you get the map all the way down there at the tugboat at 4130, you're going to find this lake near all of these caves to the north. I built a base here, but unfortunately the save file got corrupted and it did not go well. Stab this scorpion real quick. Wanted to show you inside of the caves up here because of the mushrooms that you have access to. Look at these vines over here. Those vines are where you find the mushroom that reduces fever. It is probably one of the more effective mushrooms in the entire game, but either way, there's a lot of logs around this location too that get you to the different levels, so make sure you explore it thoroughly. But check out this little pond that I'm encouraging you to basically build at this pond. The shore and the bank are amazing, but this pond is filled with some awesome fish. There's some turtles walking around and a bunch of great plants too. Again, I try to do my bases in Green Hell around where you're going to find coconuts, because coconuts are just such a versatile resource, giving you both water and fat. Now, I did mention this pond. It's a great location if you haven't tried it in Green Hell. This is a fantastic location to do some spear fishing at. Well, I guess you could just set up a bunch of prawn traps and the other fishing trap too, but realistically, this one is a really great location because of this rock right here in the middle. And to the point, let's go ahead and just catch a fish here, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. But they swim right to it, and without even getting off the rock, you can just get your spear back, collect your fish, and then there you go. Last location on the list, and I have saved the best one for last. Tucked away all the way back here in the eastern side, 4935 is your location. You are going to find a series of caves and this little river lake kind of connection thing. I love this spot, and the reason I love this spot is because not only do you have a lot, and I mean a lot of ground to build, you have so many different levels to build your own city around here. Look at the visuals with walking behind the waterfall. It's just, oh, creepy jar. This is just chef's kiss right here. But look at this cave system. Probably one of the biggest cave systems inside of all of Green Hell is at your disposal too. This tree right in front of me too occasionally does bees. You guys know the deal with all of that and what to look for. But again, how beautiful is this waterfall? I'm gonna go the other side now so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Again, logs everywhere, so you have access to everywhere. Another cave for us to kind of explore. And yes, you can go cave diving, jumping off some of these ledges here and going into the water. I've tried it. I had a lot of fun doing it. You're going to need to explore these caves anyway if you're playing Spirits of the Amazonia, like to get all of these different passages here. So why not build a base kind of right out front and save yourself all the trouble? Well, anyway, guys, that has been 13 base locations in Green Hell that are not connected to the main story mode. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I love putting together these location guides, so hit like, hit subscribe, shout out to our members. You guys have a great rest of your day.